What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going over the Ravens at the Giants. The Giants got another win. We're 3-3 now in a game that was down to the wire, to say the least. The Giants offense started off absolutely terrible. The first three possessions, the first play of the game for the Giants offense was a turnover. Odell Beckham caught a 5-yard pass, tried to turn upfield, and Eric Weddle, future Hall of Fame safety, wound up punching the ball right out and then gave Baltimore 7 points basically. So, got some notes here. I'll start off. In the first quarter, DRC let off just a terrible pass that he shouldn't have. There was great pressure from the defense, and it looked like Joe Flacco was just trying to just throw it away in a way, just trying to lob it up so he doesn't get hit. He threw it, got hit immediately by Andrew Adams on a safety blitz, and DRC was following him the whole time. It didn't look like he could keep up very well. It did look like he was struggling to keep up, and I believe it was Kamar Aiken with the catch. I'm not too sure. It was either Kamar Aiken or Mike Wallace. I forgot. But caught it for a 41-yard pass. It was such an easy pass. There was really no defense on that. And, it was easy first down for the Ravens. And I thought that's how it was going to happen the rest of the game, because even in the second half, the Ravens were just throwing it up and the receivers were catching it. It was either that or defensive pass interference calls that were called, and they moved the ball down the field that way. And in my opinion, I thought at the last seconds of the game that's what was going to happen to the Giants. I think it would have been a smart move by John Harbaugh and the Falcons to throw it deep, even though you don't think you're going to complete it. Depend on a pass interference call and hope to move down the field like that. That's what I thought was going to happen, but it didn't, and thank God. We struggled to run the ball today. Very bad. 17 carries for 38 yards. You guys know I preach about 25 to 30 carries, but I just didn't think we were getting anything done. I don't think Rashad Jennings should be running the ball too much. Even when we signed him, you guys may see me come on here and praise Rashad Jennings every once in a while. He does do a great job, but I think the starting job is, not exactly his, in my opinion. I don't really see anything special that he does that all the other running backs can't do. I mean, he had 9 touches for 15 yards, and Bobby Rainey had 6 touches for 13 yards. So he has three less carries for 2 less yards. I mean, do the math. I mean, Bobby Rainey had more production than Rashad Jennings. And Paul Perkins, who doesn't really get much carries, but has a good average. He was 2 for 10 today and averaged 5 yards, and altogether he's averaging about 4.4 yards a carry. So I'm not completely opposed to Paul Perkins carrying the ball more. We need more speed at the running back position, and the fact that Orleans Darkwa didn't take any care, I don't know if he's injured. You guys let me know, but I didn't see him on the injury report. But I'm surprised he didn't play this game at all. He didn't carry the ball at all. But so Odell fumbling in that first play, I really thought that was the momentum of the game, just turnovers. We were -3 in the turnovers today, 3 turnovers to none. The fact that we won the game turning the ball over twice, I'm going to say twice because Eli's first interception, not going to blame it completely on him. He just tried to throw it up, see what he can get. And that was at the end of the second quarter going into halftime, so I was not opposed to that at all. Say what you want. I don't really care that Eli threw that pick. It's just going to look bad on his stats. The first half, all of the first half and a little bit of the third, was so terrible in play calling and so predictable. We were getting a little carried away with the conservativeness that we usually do, and I know we kind of went away from that towards the end of the third quarter to the fourth quarter. The Giants were getting so predictable. I mean, Eli Manning would tell Sterling Shepard he would like look at him, motion him closer in the slot and then throw to him. It doesn't make sense. It happened a couple of times, and I can't really point out the receivers that it happened to, but I noticed Eli Manning pulls the receivers in that he's targeting, and it becomes very predictable. The runs were very predictable. The personnel was very predictable. Everything was just looked like the Ravens knew what the Giants were doing and, stuffed it up before them. So, the second half, just a complete turnaround. And I'm going to see if I can pull up these stats, because the Giants in the fourth quarter alone, I think in the second half alone, had like 340 yards of total offense, which is absolutely insane. I think it's in team stats. So the Giants had 435 total yards, and I don't think it pulls up yards in the first half. And I can't pull that stat up for you. Sorry, I can't pull the stat up for you. But I think we barely had 100 yards of total offense the first half. And the second half, we completely dominated Baltimore by probably doubling the total yards that we had. And they doubled us the first half. So it was like completely opposite. And it's not about how you start games, it's how you finish them. And the Giants definitely finished. And the defense came out to play. The defense did very well. I know we allowed 23 points to the Ravens. I get that. Given that what they did, guys, we had 2 sacks. Landon Collins again proving why I think he is the best player on our defense by far. He is the best player on our defense. I know Janoris Jenkins has those 2 interceptions, plays well in man coverage, can bat the ball away deep. I get that, but I think Landon Collins has the most production that most consistent production. He is always the top or top 3, the least at total tackles in a game. He's not leading us in tackles right now. I think that's Jonathan Casillas, but he's so consistent. He is the best player on our defense, and the defense definitely came out to play. So let's go on to some stats. Let's go on to the box score. Okay, Eli Manning, 46 passing attempts. I get that. I think we needed to throw the ball here. I know this is going against everything I believe here, but we just weren't getting the job done as far as passing. As far as rushing the ball. We rushed the ball better against Green Bay than we did against Baltimore. So we just couldn't run the ball at all, and I understand Eli Manning throwing it for 46 times. He was able to get the job done, so I'm not complaining at all. 32 of 46, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. 2 picks is going to happen, whatever. We won the game. His quarterback rating was 100.2. His QBR, which a lot of people like to pay attention to more than quarterback rating, is 88.8 out of 100. So he did very well, minus those 2 picks. I think if he threw those 2 picks away, he would have a way better rating. And his inaccuracies in the first half was terrible. Terrible. Missed Sterling Shepard on a slant route. Also missed Victor Cruz on a slant route. It was just terrible. Terrible. Receiving. Odell's first career 200-yard reception game. A 200-yard game. Nobody's really talking about this as his first 200-yard game. I don't know why. Because this is his first 200-yard game ever. I don't think he's ever had anything past that. And he's finally solidifying himself in this offense. This year. Finally, it feels like he's more comfortable. You notice that when he's calm and he's not going crazy against the defenders and stuff like that, he plays better. Why? Because last few weeks, he's been, taunting everybody, trying to seem like he's the best, and then the cornerbacks play up to their anger, play up to how badly Odell is talking trash and wound up proving him wrong, and Odell absolutely went off this game. You could say what you want about the corners being completely trash when Jimmy Smith went out, but I don't care. Odell, it's hard to get 222 receptions in a game. It just is. I don't care what corners you got on the field. It's hard to get 222 receptions, and Odell really proved something there. Other than that, in the receiving game, there's not really anything special. Roger Lewis, this is somebody that I really liked coming into training camp, and I predicted him to make the 53-man roster, and he's really doing a great job. He needs to get more opportunities. And he has his first touchdown of his career, 24-yard reception on a nice corner route, beautiful corner route to get right around the safety and beat his cornerback. So yeah, as far as those kind of highlights on offense, that's pretty much it. Tight ends didn't really do much. Victor Cruz didn't do much. Sterling Shepard, 4 receptions for 25 yards. He did what he could, but Eli just wasn't targeting him too much. Eli targeted him 8 times actually for 4 receptions. They couldn't get connected. Landon Collins, 12 total tackles, 10 solo, 1 sack, and 2 tackles for loss with 1 quarterback hit. This guy is going off, and I can't believe nobody's paying mind to Landon Collins. This guy is solidifying himself as one of the best box safeties in the league right now, and I think there's no, I don't think there's any dispute that right now he's one of the best in the box safeties in the league right now. There's no doubt. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, he was, slacking in this game, and he gave up a lot of plays, but he is dealing with a groin injury. We hope to get him back 100% soon. Yeah, like I said, we got 2 sacks. Jonathan Hankins, he was hit constant. Joe Flacco was hit like 4 times before he got sacked. I kind of felt bad. He was kind of getting hit left and right by each one of the Giants defenders. It was kind of funny. I believe it was Olivier Vernon who initially hit him. Then Damon Harrison hit him. And then I think JPP got a hand. And then Jonathan Hankins finished it off. And then JPP jumped on Joe Flacco to make sure he's down and just kind of put his intake in there. So, yeah, as far as the Giants' pass rush, I understand. You guys hear me talking about I don't want to see pressure. I want to see sacks. We got 2 sacks. I'm not expecting us to get 4 sacks a game, 5 sacks a game. 2 sacks, that's fine. We can build from that. We can keep going. 2 sacks is fine. And we got constant pressure. We had Joe Flacco constantly feeling like he was going to get sacked. That's what I want. That's the kind of pressure I want. You see against Green Bay. You saw against Minnesota. The Giants got pressure, but it was to a point that Sam Bradford and Aaron Rodgers really didn't feel pressured anymore. The pocket was closing, but they didn't really feel like they had to get the ball out. They didn't really feel like they had to escape the pocket. They knew that their offensive line was gonna bend, but not exactly break, and that's something that the Giants did a really good job in doing. They really made Joe Flacco, throw the ball out of bounds. They made him throw the ball in places that he really shouldn't have thrown the ball. Had him constantly trying to get out the pocket, and they did a very good job there. As far as our new pickup, Cody Sensabaugh, he only had 1 tackle. I believe that was on special teams because I did not see him on the field at all. And I believe he was wearing number 30. I think he was wearing number 30. And that's pretty much it. We held Joe Flacco to 307 yards for 48 attempts. 48 attempts for 307 yards. Eli was only sacked 1 time, and that was by the future Hall of Famer Terrell Suggs. The offensive line did a great job in pass protection, made Eli feel very comfortable. Running the ball, we're struggling against the run. We didn't go over 100 yards rushing. We didn't allow over 100 yards rushing, which is a good thing. But we are giving up some key, 3rd and 2s, 4th and 1s, and stuff like that. Mike Wallace lit us up today. I'm surprised he didn't get over 100 yards, but he definitely lit us up today. So it was a great win, guys. I'm really happy with this win. I almost lost my voice, but pretty happy with this win. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. We face the Rams next week in London, 9:30 Eastern Time. We should get the win there because don't think Case Keenum's really going to do well against this defense. And I don't think, Todd Gurley may rush for over 100. I am not saying we're going to hold Todd Gurley down. He hasn't been doing very well this year, but, when you face the Giants, there's a first time for everything, right? So, yeah, I think we're going to contain this offense. Their offense is pretty bad. It's really bad. And their defense is all right, but they're missing some key components like Janoris Jenkins, who we have on our team now. So we should get the win next week, get to 4-3, get into the bye, then face the Eagles, which should be a challenge. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm going to be doing game reviews tomorrow. I don't want to do them all today. I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.